Throughout her career, she has never been far from controversy, and the programme contains material and language of an explicit nature which some viewers may find offensive. She talks frankly about her views on fame, religion and sex in an interview which, at her request, was filmed in black and white.
Dream. I wanted to be a big star. I wanted to make people happy. I wanted to be famous. I wanted everybody to love me. I worked really hard and my dream came true.
I mean, what does it feel like to be worshipped and adored? It feels great.
Come on, girl, do you believe in love? 'Cause I got something to say about it, and it goes something like this. Don't jump on second best, baby. Put your love to the test. You know you got to make him express how it feels. And baby, then you know your love is real.
Yes, I've always wanted to be famous. For the really obvious reasons. I mean, people want to be famous because they want to be loved. And I guess somewhere along the line when I was a little girl, I didn't feel loved. So I sort of made it my goal in life to be loved by many people. And I think most performers have that somewhere deep down inside of them, that they need to get a lot of approval and a lot of attention. That's where it starts. Now, I mean, what you end up doing with your fame and fortune or whatever is another story, you know. I think I didn't realize that being famous was going to be such a responsibility, and that everything I said or did was going to be scrutinized, and that I was going to be such a role model, and that I had, you know what I mean? And so once that happens, then you start realizing that everything you say is really important, and that what you say affects people. So I think you have to either take that responsibility and use it in a positive way, or get out of the limelight.
She seems like an absolute presence in culture. Everywhere you look, there's either Madonna herself or a kind of echo of her. And I think she's used that, you can call it power, you can call it reach, to continually make increasingly extreme, radical, disruptive, and confusing statements about everything under the sun. Sex, politics, race, autonomy, you name it.
the Gene Burns Program. Today we're talking about the Madonna phenomenon. She probably is, we'll discover at some point, divine, because she is achieving one of the attributes that we are told of the divine, omnipresence. I can't turn around without seeing her. She's on the front page of magazines, in the newspapers, in the columns, and now I've put her on this radio program. The woman is achieving near mythic proportions.
She's what we're looking for. She's awesome. The way she dresses or doesn't dress. Madonna is very sexy. She has good music. And it's good to dance.
She's kind of like the epitome of everything that's considered important now in popular culture. And I think societies need goddess and god figures, and she's achieved a kind of mythical stature that way. People project all kinds of things onto her, but she's really not known in a way. So she's kind of a repository for dreams for people.
I think that Madonna is a goddess of style for fashion, especially for high fashion in Paris. The force of her fantasy is
almost medium-like ability to read the minds of the audience, and I think that she kind of synthesizes everything that people are looking for in entertainment.
She has a rare ability to capitalize on what is happening underground at that moment and put it over the top and make it commercial and mainstream.
Today we've come to the music section of our course on women in popular culture. Our topic is Madonna. We're studying Madonna because she has been deemed a phenomenon not only by fans and by popular media, but also by academic critics. And it's important for us to understand what is the nature of her appeal. Madonna's enjoyment of her sexuality is a constant in all of her media messages. If you look carefully at one of the earliest videos to make her popular, Lucky Star, you will notice that almost all of the erotic shots are of her belly button. Older feminists often miss the fact that Madonna is not being portrayed as a sex object. She does not display her body for men. She enjoys her body almost autoerotically. Academic critic John Fisk talks about Madonna's pleasure in her own physicality and quotes her as follows: "The most erogenous part of my body is my belly button. I have the most perfect belly button. When I stick a finger in my belly button, I feel a nerve in the center of my body shoot up my spine. If 100 belly buttons were lined up against a wall, I would definitely pick out which one was mine."
Well, that's a damn lie. I just said that to be, that's in the very beginning. I don't really care about my belly button so much right now. It's endlessly entertaining to me how people grab onto things and turn them inside out and endlessly scrutinize them and make them mean what they want to make them mean. I think it's funny. And it's funny it's funny to hear how people analyze the work I do, from my songs to my videos, and say, well, in a way it's great that they derive their own meanings from it, but I sometimes laugh and say, I never thought that for a second, but I like it. It's good. that's what it's all about. It's about making people think.
Welcome to WEBO, your number one, with part one of the Siren story. Madonna is her real name. Madonna Louise Ciccone was born in Bay City, Michigan in 1958. The girl was only 6 when her mom died of cancer. That left half a dozen kids to be brought up by their strict Italian-American dad. He put them in a neighborhood Catholic school run by nuns. The discipline seemed to have paid.
Hopefully, prayer, will you really feel it? Like, can you say it? Can I say it? I have to ask the same question myself. Do I feel Jesus?
I went to Catholic schools. I went to church every Sunday. I got hit on the head with rulers by hostile nuns. I did a lot of bad things, and I didn't feel guilty about it because I knew I could go to confession at the end of the week and all would be forgiven. I thought the devil was in the basement of my house. My Catholic upbringing is probably the foundation of everything I do right now.
Here we see Christ as the judge of mankind, looking down on us.
In the Catholic Church, traditionally, you are a sinner. I mean, basically, the idea is that when Adam and Eve, ate from the apple or had sex, from that day on, they were considered sinners, and all human beings are considered sinners, and so you're always striving to be good.
Madonna came into my class as a junior, and she sat right in front of me, and I focused completely on her, and she engaged me, and then later that engagement intensified. This is a photograph that she gave to me when she graduated high school. Mrs. Fellows, I cannot begin to tell you how I feel about you, and how I shall always treasure your words of encouragement. Sometimes I think you might explode with so much energy inside of you. I think you're crazy, and I'm madly in love with your craziness, and of course you, Madonna. No one was surprised that Madonna made it, and that seems strange because this is a remote suburban community outside of Detroit, and the likelihood of somebody becoming famous, certainly as famous as Madonna, is really very remote. And yet there was such a quality of charisma about her personality that when this dream came true, we simply accepted it.
Madonna has said, "When I was tiny, my grandmother used to beg me not to go with men, to love Jesus and be a good girl. I grew up with 2 images of women, the virgin and the whore. It was a little scary." Madonna has often said that throughout her life, she's felt different from what others have expected her to feel or to be. In videos, she often plays 2 roles, one questioning the other, for example, in Like a Virgin. Singing in an overtly sexual way and mixing in her dress the lace gloves of the bordello with the crucifix. She makes a mockery of her grandmother's and the church's view that women are either virgins or whores.
I think the Madonna is probably the most powerful image from Catholicism or Christianity. I suppose it's the image of a mother, and because of that, a very important one. It was my mother's name. I don't know why my grandmother named my mother that. Now when I see the name printed somewhere, I have to check and see if it's about my sister or the original Madonna. Someone named Madonna is inherently going to be controversial, but maybe the most important part of her controversy is the fact that Madonna is almost a religion, that she's almost a religious figure herself, that she's sort of a kind of saintly figure for a lot of people, and that people who are part of an established religion might find that threatening. I mean, it's hard to have a religion based on dead heroes when you have live heroes around who are, you know, taking away your customers.
Madonna draws on her own background, the use of Catholic iconography, and in her own modestly immodest way, she has seized back the crucifix for the masses, you know. They do not... Suddenly, the crucifix as a fashion icon is something that caught people's imaginations, partly because they want something to believe in other than, you know, a Coca-Cola logo.
I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I'm still very curious about Catholicism and religion in general, not just Catholicism.
The things that inspire you are mysterious things, and there's something very mysterious about the church to us. It's exploring those things which make it interesting. It's just about what we know, and using those images to evoke feelings that everyone has.
This is WEBO, your number one, with part 2 of The Siren Story. She wasn't a material girl yet, but the young Madonna was a rebel. She didn't like the restrictions of the Catholic Church. There was a man who helped her find her freedom. Christopher Flynn was her first ballet teacher. He helped show Madonna that when she danced, she could be herself.
You turn the key.
Someone said to me the other day, you lit a fire under her, and I said, no, darling, I lit lots of fires, but her kindling was just in the right place. It took off. What fun she was, always that, what fun. And it's the kind of fun I like because it does not deny responsibility or deny seriousness or deny classicism, things that the love of what we were doing was all about.
When I met Christopher Flynn, my whole life changed. It wasn't just because studying dance with him gave me a focus which is really important and took me sort of out of what I consider to be a very humdrum existence. But he taught me about art and classical music and took me to museums, and he also took me out to my first gay discotheque, and I just saw a different side of life that I had never seen before.
She loved to dance, period, which is one of the things I admire very much. I like people who love to dance even more than they want to be ballet dancers. And she would clear the floor, and we'd just start cutting loose, and everybody loved her, and not because she was showing off. It's just that she so thoroughly enjoyed dancing that it just sprung out of her. you know who's more successful than this woman? That I find very difficult to relate to. I go, you know, she's got all these zillions and billions of dollars or something, whatever, and that she can't move across this room without being deluged by people, etc. Where's my little Madonna?
Madonna.
She was very young. She was barely out of adolescence, plain little child with short kind of, what would we say, dishwater blonde hair, you know, nothing special. She had a doll that was probably 2 feet long, little girl doll, you know, a little dress and so forth, stuck onto her arm. Looked just like the most innocent child in the world.
Christopher Flynn was the first person that told me I was beautiful, and that told me I was special, and that made me look at myself in a different way. I think I was 14 years old, and I was feeling horribly unattractive and unpopular and uninteresting and unfabulous. And he said, "God, you're beautiful." And I mean, I don't think anyone ever said that to me before. And I said, "What?" You know, and he made me appreciate beauty, but not in a conventional way, you know, like really about spirit and soul.
But it was becoming apparent that she was moving into a different direction, and academic dance is academic dance. That's all I can say about it. It can be thrilling and exciting in its own ways, but it has its limitations. And it was also necessary for her to explore lots of other things. She headed to New York, and I hear she asked the first cab driver to take her to the middle of things or whatever, and he took her to Times Square. Wonderful. That cab driver has a real sense of humor, that's all I can say. She had $70, $75, something like that in her pocket. She had the doll under her arm, a little satchel of some sort. And I'm sure the most wide open, encompassing, vulnerable look in the world.
Obviously, the taxi driver didn't really know where it was all happening, because he wouldn't have taken her to Times Square. But Times Square is really disgusting. I'm sure it was really horrible, you know, with that much money in your pockets. We were both still relatively poor, you know, and living in not such great places, you know, in the Lower East Side, between the A and B Avenue, living on popcorn and tuna fish, you know, just real basic living with cockroaches and not much heat in the winter, that sort of thing. It was pretty disgusting. But I think we had some fun, you know. She was starting to perform in clubs and what we called track dates. So we were making money doing that, and I was dancing with her. And she was developing a following here in the city, which obviously means a lot to somebody who came here with $35 and her ballet slippers.
She acted every bit the superstar even then. Even though she was nothing, she tested her microphone from every angle to the point that the club had to open before my group got to have a sound check at all. And then after we did our opening act, she wouldn't let us share the dressing room with her. Her manager said we had to leave. Madonna was getting dressed, even though there was only that one dressing room for all of us. And we insisted on staying anyway. But I thought, this girl's not going to go anywhere. She's a major bitch. She's going to offend so many people, and she's going nowhere fast. And I was right.
That was really impressive, because I've had a lot of training, but by then I still hadn't written one song, so I thought, well, this is great. If a person can come from dance school and decide to be a songwriter and become a songwriter merely by volition, then I think I can do that too.
Which was good. It wasn't outstanding, but I had Madonna sitting in my office. There was this girl that was just radiating. And whatever that certain something is, she had it. She had more of it than I've ever seen. And I just knew that there was a star just sitting here in my office. And I turned to her and I said, "So what do you want to do?" She said, "I want to make records." I said, "Okay, let's go."
Be a star. She could be great. She could be a major star.
She is a star, George.
The biggest star in the universe right now as we speak.
I want to meet her.
You got it. Anytime, name the place, name anywhere, any street, you got it.
A sense of humor is really important. Most of what she does is based on that.
Material girl, take it. It's been nothing but trouble. I don't need money. It's the root of all evil. I don't need money, I need love.
Madonna, come down off that stage this instant.
Daddy, is that you?
You're coming home with me right now, young lady.
But Daddy, I'm having a good time.
You heard what I said.
Madonna has often said in interviews that she has a deep sense of guilt and a feeling that
my past to deal with my life and express myself through my...
Work out their inner turmoil through mass acceptance and mass acknowledgement. I think that that is the most fascinating thing about her, and I think she's probably got that more so than any other artist I can think of right now. Till Death Do Us Part is very much about marriage, but the shadow side, and it was right in the moment, right after I think they had decided to separate.
He takes a drink, she goes inside. He starts to scream, the races fly. He wishes that she wouldn't cry. He's not a lover anymore. He makes demands, she draws a line. He starts to fight, she sets a lie. But what's true, when something dies, he's not in love with her anymore. She's had enough, she says the end. She'll come back, she knows it then. A chance to start it all again. Till death do us part.
I basically can't take a shit without reading about it. Everybody seems to know what I'm doing every day in my life anyway, so I might as well not be ashamed or afraid to approach it in my artwork. I already feel vulnerable. Press love to make you their darling, but they only want you to go so far, and then they sort of take pleasure in ripping you to shreds or tearing you down. But it's not really the press. It's like the publics need to do that too. I mean, people enjoy doing that. But that's like I think that's a basic human, like, primal interest, I think. I mean, I'm guilty of it too.
The press treatment of Madonna has always followed her lead. Think about the nude photo flap. Remember that? When both Playboy and Penthouse discovered that Madonna had posed for nude pictures way back in, 79, 80 something. And they bought the rights to these pictures and they stuck them in their magazines, and they tremendous publicity. Well, now this sort of thing has been happening to women in the entertainment business for hundreds of years. It happened to Louise Brooks, it happened to Marilyn Monroe. It's always been a scandal, and people try and suppress the pictures and say, "Oh, I was so poor, I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't understand what I was..." He talked me out of my clothes. Madonna says, "What's the big deal?" After about 3 or 4 or 5 years of her career, she was probably the most famous woman in the world. She didn't have a nervous breakdown, or if she did, nobody knows about it. She didn't become a junkie. She did get married, but who went crazy? Her husband. She didn't go crazy. She seems to have been born for fame, for pressure, that usually breaks people.
And I mean, I know a lot of people who are in the industry, performers, and she works 100 times harder than all of them, you know. Work is her ritual, you know. It's like breathing for the rest of us. It's sort of unnatural in a way.
Why do I push myself so hard? Because I have demons. Because I want to live forever. Because when I die, I don't want people to forget that I existed. Because I'm constantly looking for the truths in life, and maybe I'm afraid if I stop, I'm going to miss out on something, you know. So, because I have so much energy that if I sat around for too long, I'd probably explode.
In the 10 years I've been training people, I've never met or worked with someone who has the drive, male or female, that Madonna has. When Madonna and I first met, she had a body that was in good shape, but she didn't have quite the definition. She was a little more voluptuous, a little softer in her arms, her legs, or in her upper body. A lot of people referred to it at that time like a cherub. What we did is get involved in a program that not only strengthened her entire cardiovascular system and her muscular system, but when you do something like that, you're going to lose a lot of body fat and become more leaner, which will give you the more definition. One of the things that was really kind of shocking for people is to see that transformation in that period.
Come on, shine your heavenly body tonight. Come on, shine your heavenly body tonight. 'Cause I know you're gonna make everything all right. You may be my lucky star, but I'm the lucky
Early on, there was kind of something amateurish about her. She was kind of chubby, and it was kind of cute, you know, and audacious. But she's much less accessible now, I think. You know, as the machine around her has gotten bigger and bigger, she's disappeared more and more. Now, you know, now she's almost, you know, like the mysterious energy cell at the center of it, but you don't really see her. You see these things that she creates more than her.
Picture by Frida Kahlo that Madonna has. I think it's called Birth. And there were several versions of it that Frida Kahlo did. And Madonna has one of these pictures, and she said, "Nobody who doesn't like this picture can ever really be my friend." Well, this is a hard picture to take. It's a picture of completely grown-up Frida Kahlo being born. It's unnatural. Adults don't get born. And this sense of being born whole, of being born grown up, is also something absolutely crucial, I think, to what Madonna's about. And obviously, if you can create yourself, you can continue to recreate yourself.
Change is important because it means that you've grown, and it means that the life that you've lived, that you're living, has affected you. I feel insecure sometimes and I don't know who I am, but it doesn't have so much to do with me changing as it's about having your own image and your face and your personality being made larger than life and in a way dehumanized. So when that happens, you almost sort of look at that, and I look at me and I say, that's not me, that I'm me. I'm this human being, you know, and that's not a human being. So sometimes I feel insecure about that and I don't know who I am, but it really doesn't have much to do with me changing my images, because that's just me acting out fantasies and acting out all the different sides of my personality, which are all part of me.
Sometimes it gets so hard to hide away. I was not ready for the fall. Too blind to see the writing on the wall. Man can tell 1,000 lies. I've learned my lesson well. Hope I live to tell the secret I have learned. Till then, it will burn inside of me.
She erects a screen on which the public can project their own fantasies. She has been very clever at exploiting the need for a certain kind of star, the blonde bombshell, which every generation has to have. And she impersonates that role rather than fulfills it. She puts it on like a suit of clothing, and it's not especially natural to her, but she does it with a great deal of conviction. Also, it partakes of that great aesthetic of the 1980s, which people have called postmodernism, but which might more accurately be termed shopping, which is that the world and all of history is a vast supermarket, and you can just pick out the ingredients you like and assemble them into your own version of something.
Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test. You got to.
I chose the whole Metropolis setting because it's really my tribute to that movie. I mean, I love Fritz Lang's movie. And the whole idea of men being sort of chained to that work ethic. But that, I considered that to be the very masculine, male-dominant world, and my world was feminine. The theme of Express Yourself is... I can't say it. It's a very crass... Well, it's very crass, but basically is that pussy rules the world. Okay, I said it. The cat was a metaphor, you know what I mean? But it represented femininity, and I think that there's that side in all men, as well as there's the masculine side in me. That's why eventually I went into that world, and I wore a suit, and I had a monocle, and I behaved as a man. Everything I do is ironic and controversial because I like to change everything around and say, well, what if it was this way and what if it was that way? No matter how in control you think you are about sexuality or a relationship or a power struggle that exists in a relationship, there's always a certain amount of compromise that takes place and a certain amount of sort of being beholden to someone if you are in love with them. And it doesn't matter how in control you think you are. But it's something that you choose to do. And no one put the chain around my neck except me. So I was chained to my desire.
What you need is a big strong hand to lift you to your higher ground. Make you feel like a queen on the throne. Make him love you till you can't come down. And when you're gone, he might regret it.
I think it's absolutely amazing when you think that she's come from someone rolling around on the floor with a buckle that says boy toy to the video of Like a Prayer. In the video, you have interracial sex. You have sex between a human being, a woman, played by Madonna in the video, and a saint, a black saint, taken for granted beliefs of how things ought to be, of millions and millions of people. What happened was that Pepsi signed up Madonna for something like $5 million to endorse Pepsi and to make a Pepsi commercial. But at the same time, Madonna releases her video for Like a Prayer. And this appears on TV virtually simultaneously with the Pepsi commercial. Well, people went nuts. Certain pressure groups threatened Pepsi with a boycott. Well, with the competition between Pepsi and Coke so fierce, Pepsi instantly backed down and took the commercial off the air. Now, what's the result of this? You can either say, here's Madonna making a fine work that's been suppressed by the evil censors, or you could say, here's Madonna using the media, the whole idea of the American capitalist network, the forces of censorship, to come out with more notoriety than she's ever had before. And $5 million.
Go ahead. Make a wish.
I think it was a triumph.
Yeah. I think controversy makes people think about things. And I don't necessarily want people to say, oh, she's right, but only to challenge their own beliefs. In our society, a woman who is overtly sexual is considered a venomous bitch or someone to be feared.
Your love, cherish, give me faith.
So what I like to do is sort of take the traditional sort of overtly sexual like bimbo image and turn it around and say, well, yes, I can dress this way or I can behave this way, but I'm in charge. And, I call the shots, or I know what I'm doing.
Hi, you guys. Hi. Those guys are cute. Boo.
Way cute foods.
Do you know these guys?
They're fab.
Hey, you guys, truth or dare, truth or dare. You want to fuck us?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you really never get to know a guy until you ask him to wear a rubber.
Oh, yeah. But you gotta do it.
Boo.
But you gotta do it. Let's do it, Em.
Hey, you, don't be silly. Put a rubber on your willy.
I like to talk about safe sex in my shows or somehow mention it in any way I can. Because I have such a youthful following and a very large gay following that since I have that ear, that it's very important for me to be a spokesperson in a way.
Touch my body.
much of my work is about sex because sex is the reason for everything. I mean, I said it in my show. That's why I'm here. Because my parents had sex. And everything that we do, you know, is sort of geared to that or about that or I mean, sex makes the world go round.
The Blonde Ambition Tour was an engaging spectacle, partly because you could never anticipate what was going to happen. I don't think anyone in that audience could have come up with a dramatic fantasy for the song Like a Virgin anywhere near as extreme as the one that she played out on that stage.
I made it through the wilderness. How I made it through.
She had these two black men dressed up as hermaphrodites with those enormous pointy breasts. You thought, that's what Like a Virgin was about? I thought there was going to be a man in it. Nope, no man necessary. Just two hermaphrodite slaves. I mean, you know, the complexity of the imagery, not all of it necessarily, you know, acceptable to anybody, was amazing.
You're so fine, and you're mine. I'll be yours till the end of time. 'Cause you make me feel. Yeah, you make me feel. I've nothing to hide. Like a virgin, touch for the very first time. Like a virgin, when your heart beats next to mine. Like a virgin, ooh, like a virgin, feels so good inside.
I was exorcising myself of the guilt of the Catholic Church, meaning in the Catholic Church, sex is considered sinful unless you're married, and masturbation is certainly considered sinful. So first I was, you know, I placed myself in a sexually dominant situation with men waiting on me, and I was masturbating. I know it was all fine until I started masturbating, and then when I started to do that, the men went away, everybody went away because they couldn't deal with my sexual explorations or whatever.
God?
And then the voice of God appeared, and the crucifix came down out of the ceiling, and then I was in a church, and I was now going to have to be punished or go to confession and deal with the male authority figures, whether that's my father or a priest or the Pope or whatever. So it was to create drama that I did it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The Vatican were like hearing about my show, and they were all upset about it, and they were putting all this propaganda in the newspapers about my show and just how blasphemous it was, and it was all by people who hadn't seen the show. And I was enraged, completely enraged, because how dare they judge it without seeing it.
Don't talk. If you talk, I will stop speaking, all right?
Se parlate se ne va!
Allora. Ready? I'm an Italian American and I'm proud of it.
Sono un'italo-americana e ne vado fiera.
Basically, the statement was about freedom of speech and freedom of expression, artistic expression, and how important that was in society. Because if you don't have freedom of speech and expression, then you're basically living a fascistic life, and then really there's no reason to live if you can't say what you want to say. And my show, I really saw my show ultimately as a piece of theater that provoked thought and sort of took you on an emotional journey. Happiness, I see sadness, I see sorrow, I see joy, I see, religious passion, and I see overt sexuality, I see, all these different things, and I was describing life. I wasn't saying you should live your life this way. I was presenting my point of view. But ultimately I saw my show as a celebration of life.
My plan is to try and talk Madonna into running for president of the United States. It should be like Marilyn Monroe and John Kennedy rolled into one.
Would I consider running for office? No, because I've had too much sex. You're not allowed to have sex and run for office. So I don't think it's a possibility.
And on Christmas Eve on BBC Two, Madonna is in concert, filmed in Barcelona during her Blonde Ambition tour in August this year.